Hi, I'm Janae Claiborne, and this is Sweet Potato Soul. In my last video, I shared the many benefits of a high fiber diet. Those benefits include weight loss, improved mental health, and a reduction of your risk of diseases like cancer, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and so much more. And in this video, I'm gonna share what I eat in a day to get over 60 grams of fiber. Now, the recommended daily amount of fiber is 35 grams. However, it turns out if I'm not trying, I get 60 grams or a little bit more than 60 grams of fiber in a day. And the reason I'm making this video is to just share with you how easy it can be to eat plenty of fiber and to get that recommended daily value of 35 grams. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Sweet Potato Soul. Oh, you do have my cookbook in stock? Great, thanks, bye. Have you ordered my cookbook, Vegan Vibes, yet? You're gonna love this book. It's got 100 delicious vegan recipes that are inspired by the South, by my travels all around the world, and just like good food. You know what I'm saying? Order today. For my breakfast, I got 15.9 grams of fiber. How did I do that? I had a big old bowl of steel-cut oatmeal. I eat oatmeal every day, pretty much every day, really every weekday. And I love it because it's so easy to make in the Instant Pot or on the stove top. And it's so easy to top with fresh fruit, nuts, seeds, almond butters. It's tasty. It's full of fiber and protein, so it fills me up and keeps me full for a long time. I love oats. So let's break down those numbers to see how much each of these ingredients have, but I'm specifically going to focus on the highest fiber ingredient that I had in my oatmeal, which were the actual oats. So I made my oatmeal this morning with steel-cut oats. When you're eating a high fiber diet, you want to eat the least refined version of any food. Steel-cut oats are less refined than, let's say, quick cook oats. They still have the hull and the bran. When you cook them, they're a lot chewier. They're not like fluffy and soft, even like a rolled oat is. And that just is an indication kind of how much more fiber this food has. Now, steel-cut oats can take a long time to cook on the stove, up to an hour. So I always cook mine in the Instant Pot. It takes just 10 minutes. I have a recipe for it on the blog, and I'm gonna link to all the recipes mentioned in this video down below. So in the half a cup of raw steel-cut oats that I had for my breakfast, of course I cooked them, but I measured out the raw, equivalent, I had 8 grams of fiber. You've probably already heard that oats are a great source of fiber and help to reverse heart disease and prevent heart disease. Well, it is true. Oats are an amazing source of fiber. 8 grams in just half a cup of oats, which when I cooked it, it turned out to be just over 1 cup of those steel-cut oats. So I always sweeten my oats with maple syrup. I add cinnamon and soy milk to them, and those things don't really have any fiber. However, the added fiber came from the addition of flaxseed, hemp seeds, almond butter, and a 1/4 cup of raspberries. I love adding fresh berries to my oats in the morning, and raspberries have a lot of fiber. All in all, we came up to 15.9 grams of fiber in breakfast alone. Keep in mind the average American only gets 15 grams of fiber, but by switching to a high fiber breakfast like oatmeal, you can easily add more fiber to your diet, and that's gonna keep you fuller for longer, and it's gonna help you move toward eating healthier overall. For my snack, a few hours after breakfast, I had a big juicy bowl of fruit. I love my fruit salads. I've been making them every single day for weeks, especially because it's getting warmer and mango is in season, oranges are still in season, berries are in season. So I just cut up all of that good stuff and put it into a beautiful bowl. And all in all, for my fruit salad, I got 15.6 grams of fiber. Fruit is a great source of fiber. However, different fruits have different amounts of fiber, just like they do any other nutrient, right? But I was kind of surprised to see that berries have a wide range of fiber. Raspberries are really rich in fiber, but things like strawberries have a little bit less. But the important thing is to eat a variety of healthy, wholesome foods to get plenty of fiber. Now, the other thing about eating a variety of healthy, nutrient-dense, wholesome foods is that you don't just get the fiber. You also get the antioxidants, and the anti-inflammatory properties that come packaged in those foods. And all these different foods have all these different vitamins and nutrients in different levels. So make sure to eat a rainbow, a diversity, an abundance of different, colorful, beautiful, delicious, fresh, juicy fruits and vegetables every day. For lunch, I made myself and my stepmom, who came over for lunch, a simple tofu stir fry. I love this stir fry because it's super easy to make. I even make the stir fry sauce from scratch. Both of these recipes are going to be linked down below. But I love making a stir fry because it's easy, it's tasty, it's delicious, and it's very nutritious. This tofu stir fry is made with tofu. Now, tofu is not that high in fiber despite being made from soybean, which is a bean, and beans are like one of the best sources of fiber. And the reason is tofu is made from soy milk. And when you make soy milk, you remove the solids and the fiber is in the solids. Now, that doesn't mean there is no fiber in tofu. However, it is not as rich in fiber as something like tempeh or soybeans themselves. So if you wanted to bulk up this particular stir fry, you might add some edamame to it or even replace the tofu with tempeh. But I already eat such a high fiber diet, I don't need to worry about like, oh, I have to optimize every single meal to make sure I have the most fiber. And that's what you'll find. If you're just eating an abundance of wholesome, minimally refined, minimally processed foods, you don't have to count calories, you don't have to track your macros or even your fiber on the day-to-day basis. You will get everything you need just eating a healthy, wholesome, minimally processed diet every day. For my lunch today, I got 11.5 grams of fiber. From the stir fry itself, I got 7.5 grams of fiber, and I ate it over about a cup of brown rice, which gave me 4 grams of fiber. Replacing white rice with brown rice or another variety of minimally processed rice like black rice or red rice is a great way to up your fiber intake. White rice is stripped of its fiber, and brown rice, red rice, black rice, all these other rices maintain their fiber content. It's so easy. It takes a little bit longer to cook brown rice and white rice, but like in the Instant Pot, it's super, super easy to do, stovetop as well. And that's just such an easy way to increase your fiber without having to totally overhaul your lifestyle. Let's talk about the difference quickly between soluble and insoluble fiber, because as you see, today I had a variety of different types of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds, and they each gave me plenty of fiber, but fiber actually comes in 2 types: soluble fiber and insoluble. Soluble fiber you can think of as the bulk in your intestines. Think of that oatmeal or a banana. It's mushy, it expands when you add water to it, and it does the same in your gut. And then the insoluble fiber is what we consider the broom. It helps move all that soluble fiber, all the waste, all the food you've consumed through your intestines so that your body can absorb the nutrients and it also can excrete the waste. It's important to have both types of fiber. Now, you don't have to be really strategic about, am I getting soluble or insoluble when you're eating your meals. Instead, like I've said before, just make sure you're eating a diverse, abundant, colorful array of wholesome, plant-based foods, whole grains, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. You'll get all the insoluble and soluble fiber that you need. How do you know if you're eating enough food though, if you're not counting calories and tracking all your macros? The way I do it is I just pay attention to how I feel. If I feel hungry, that means I didn't eat enough food. If I feel overly full, I've eaten too much. It's really that simple, and I encourage you to start learning your body and your body's signals. If you're constantly feeling hungry on a plant-based diet, don't be afraid to simply eat more food. Now let's move on to my second snack of the day. I had a handful of almonds, which are a great source of fiber, and I just had a handful because I'd already eaten a good amount of food through the day. I wasn't super duper hungry, and I pretty much every day will grab a handful of almonds. They're just so easy to grab. When I'm out and about, I usually pack them in my bag with me, and just 1/4 cup of raw almonds has 4 grams of fiber. Later in the day, I got some fresh mulberries off of of a mulberry tree at my daughter's ballet, and I was surprised. They did not have as much fiber as I thought they would, because I knew, other berries are really high in fiber and mulberries seem very fibrous, and I literally plucked them off the tree myself. But surprisingly, a quarter cup of mulberries only has 0.6 grams of fiber. That's according to the USDA website where I get all my numbers. So I'm assuming it's accurate. It might not be. They don't know the tree that I went to, but I'm gonna track it as 0.6 grams of fiber, making my second snack of the day about 4.6 grams of fiber. And for dinner, I got 13 grams of fiber. Are you noticing that my dinner wasn't as high as my breakfast or my first snack of the day? That's because for dinner, like most days for dinner, I didn't feel like cooking a big meal. Instead, I made one of my favorite easy meals, which are just quesadillas, using white flour tortillas and vegan cheese from Trader Joe's. I added beans to the quesadilla, like I poured just beans right out of the can into the center. And for myself, I also added kale to my quesadillas. Baby J and I both had this same thing. The refined wheat tortillas that I purchased have no fiber in them. None. Now I could have gotten a higher fiber, like a whole wheat tortilla or a corn tortilla might have a little bit more. However, I already eat so much fiber throughout the day. I already eat so healthy, and I'm not like obsessed with every single meal has to be like super high in nutrients and fiber, because I know that 90% of the time I am eating all the nutrients I need. So I can chill and I can have some refined white flour tortillas with vegan cheese that I know is not the healthiest thing, and it's totally fine. Of course, by the way, that vegan cheese also has no fiber. However, I calculated that I ate about half a cup of beans with this meal, which gave me a whopping 9 grams of fiber. Beans are a fantastic source of fiber. Again, I only ate half a cup. 9 grams of fiber, that is very impressive. Usually, if I'm eating beans, I'll eat it like in a chili or, like stewed beans, something like that, and I eat at least a cup. So I was really impressed by that number. If you're trying to increase your fiber intake, another quick tip is to add beans to your meals. If you're already making a quesadilla, add some beans. If you need a quick, salty, savory snack, have some hummus. If you're making a salad, add beans to that. Beans are an amazing source of fiber, but they're also a great source of plant-based protein and other important nutrients like iron, some zinc, magnesium, and so many more vitamins and minerals. And I also calculated that I had about 3 cups of raw kale, which was in the tortilla, but I also roasted and ate separately, and I calculated 4 grams of fiber for the raw kale. Now I want to make note of that. 3 cups of raw kale kind of seems like a lot, and 4 grams of fiber kind of seems like not that much. However, if you remember, I talked about soluble and insoluble fiber later. Kale is an insoluble fiber, and when you consume it, it might not be like super high in the numbers, but we're only tracking numbers for this video, okay? But if you eat kale, you'll know the power it has to move food through your system. So it might not be like 10 grams of fiber in 3 cups of raw kale. However, it does have that insoluble fiber that helps to clean you out and keep you regular, okay? All in all, for my entire day of eating, I got 60.6 grams of fiber. Now, I've been eating this way for a very long time. A high fiber diet is very comfortable for me. I feel my best eating this way. I don't have to worry about calories and portion size or any of that stuff. I eat until I feel satisfied. I love the weight that I'm at. I don't need to lose weight. I don't have any health issues. This is great for me. However, depending on your lifestyle, your activity levels, what you're used to eating, what works for your body, you might need more or less fiber. Most likely, most people are eating way less fiber than me. And it's very important to not go from 10, 15 grams of fiber to 60 grams of fiber overnight. That will cause gastrointestinal upset, aka gas and bloating, and we do not want that. Instead, if you're trying to increase your fiber intake, do it slowly. I recommend adding 5 grams of fiber extra every day or even every week if you don't eat a high fiber diet already. 5 grams every week is going to be enough. And in a few months from now, you will be at your fiber goal. And before I let you go, I want to give an honorable mention to the protein, all right? Because I've made so many protein videos sharing what I eat in a day to get 80 grams of protein, which is my average, right? And typically when I make these videos, like, I eat, right? And then the next day I'll calculate the numbers for whatever I ate. So I did that for today as well. And you will be pleased to hear that I still got about 80 grams of protein in this entire day. I got 78.75 grams of protein eating all the foods that we just talked about. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I had a lot of fun tracking my fiber. This was actually my first time I actually tracked the numbers, and it was so much fun, and it was very illuminating as well. Good to understand fiber better. Please check out part 1 of my fiber series, where I go into more detail about the many benefits of eating a high fiber diet, and check out the blog post that I created to go along with this, where I include even more information on fiber, as well as my source material for both of these videos that I created. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions at all, any feedback. You want to share what your favorite high fiber foods are. You want to share your successes with eating a high fiber diet, because I know people have them. So let us hear all of that in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.